If you're playing in town, especially if you're touring, you are in the top 1%. If you're playing for money, let alone, realize how lucky you are and how much of a gift it is.
Welcome to Nashville Drummers Podcast, episode 79. Nate and I had the pleasure of sitting down with Georgia native and now Nashville-based drummer Collin Dobbs. Collin is the current touring drummer for legendary country duo the Bellamy brothers. Known for their timeless contributions to country music, the brothers have amassed over 20 number one hit singles and have already hit the road in 2026 on their national tour throughout the U.S. And man, it was such a treat getting to know Collin, who I think is now our youngest guest at only 21 years old. But as he will admit, he's an old soul at heart, and boy, his maturity and professionalism behind the drums goes well beyond his years. Collin is a great example of when doing all the right things and putting yourself in position to succeed can really pay off in a big way. We talked a lot about his preparation of moving to Nashville, of getting a flexible job to pay his bills, of getting his gear set and tuned, curating a professional website and engaging social media presence, of making the right connections, and eventually getting that call that would really jumpstart his entire career, of course, with the Bellamy brothers. He has a great level of respect for the entire camp. We share some good insights on why you should always befriend your sound guy and his approach to landing so many endorsements in a relatively short amount of time. It was great getting to chat with Collin, and we think you'll get a lot out of this episode, especially for those younger drummers maybe looking to move to Nashville. A few quick things before we get into it. We've recently launched a brand new online merch store with 2 new items, beanies and sweatpants. And you can check out all of our merch at shop.nashvilledrummerspodcast.com. And lastly, you can now join our Patreon for as low as $1 a month. And for our $5 a month headliner crew, you'll be able to ask a future guest a question, which is something we're really excited about. We appreciate each and every one of you for checking out the show. And with that, we hope you enjoy episode 79 with Collin Dobbs.
Redneck girl got her name on the back of her belt. She got a kiss on her lips for her man and no one else. A coyote's howling out on the prairie.
We're live. We're welcome. We're pleased to
We
welcome.
are welcome.
We are pleased to welcome Collin Dobbs to the podcast on this Monday evening. It's a cold, almost wintry feeling Nashville evening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm a Florida boy, and it's freezing. So.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were a Georgia boy.
Born in Georgia, raised in Florida. I think I spent like 12 years of my life in Florida.
Oh, okay. Whereabouts?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Went to school in West Palm Beach.
Gotcha.
Went to college there, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm sure we'll jump into all of that. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you can be sure, because we're jumping in right now. What'd you study there? Was it music?
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, what was that
I'm a
about?
dropout, though, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. That's even
That's like
better.
the creepiest way to ask a question.
Oh, yeah.
We're not normally like that. It's post-Halloween. It'll pass.
Yeah.
Give it like 2
Now we're
hours.
setting up for Christmas.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the stores switched over.
That's
What
actually
do
the
you-
energy
What do you
I
think
bring
about
into
that?
Christmas.
When is it too early?
I think the day after Halloween's a good one. If you're doing it before Halloween, you might have.
Okay, so Halloween is your marker.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Halloween's the flip over.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to hear the Christmas songs for that long.
I agree.
But I understand.
Yeah. I like the whole not hear Christmas songs until after Thanksgiving. I will say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the Christmas aesthetic
Right.
after Halloween. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I don't need pumpkins for freaking Thanksgiving. We're good. We already had pumpkins
A bunch.
for Halloween. We're good. We're
So,
we're done.
speaking of Halloween, did you dress up this year, Collin?
Nothing. A drummer.
A drummer.
Yeah, we were on the road. Went out to Texas.
That's pretty scary within itself.
It's kind of
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah.
The scariest thing you can be is your own self.
Exactly.
And that's really what you were trying to say.
Especially when you wake up in the morning and you're scared to look in the mirror, you know?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
I'm just kidding.
It's getting real deep.
Will I still be in this body, or will it be like that Quantum Leap show where I'm in a different body?
The Freaky Friday show, right?
Yeah, it's an old one. It's just a guy switching bodies it was a freak of the week type thing where he was in a different body.
Anyway,
Listen, Dan, it's very important that you know all these random old shows from the 90s.
it's really not important at all.
Okay, well, we can argue about that.
Okay, on the road with the Bellamy brothers,
I
of
am.
course, yes. And I'm sure we'll get into how you got the gig and all of that. But How has all that been going? Where are we at currently?
Amazing.
2025. Yeah.
Just moved to Nashville, scored this gig in April. Had 4 weeks to prepare, just kind of grinded it out. But I've been to all the states except Alaska and Hawaii. But I'd only been to like probably 6, 7, or 8.
Damn. So that's all with them this year.
Yeah.
Like in the last few months.
Never been to Europe, and now I've been to Switzerland and Norway as well. So,
Dude, how was Norway?
insane. We were there for 2.5 weeks. We did 9 sold out shows, and yeah, it's a different world over there.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm sure most of us are familiar with the Bellamy brothers, but I can't assume everyone listening is. If you can maybe just give a quick elevator spiel about who they are and kind of how they've gotten started and
100%.
their music. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Bellamy brothers, I am 21, so definitely before my time. The first thing people say when they see me, they're like, "You play for the Bellamy brothers? Like, you're pretty young to do that." But yeah, they their first big hit came out in 1976. It's called Let Your Love Flow. It went number 1 on Billboard and everything, and kind of went almost number 1 in every country in the world in 76. So Let Your Love Flow, old hippie. If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? But yeah, they're
Classic.
between ACM and CMA, they're the most nominated country duo of all time, and they kind of paved the way for groups like Brooks and Dunn and the Judds and all that. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's kind of what they are.
So how does a 21-year-old moving to Nashville land that gig?
Moved here last January. I actually watched y'all's podcast.
There you
go. I kind of.
And you still moved here?
I still moved here.
That's kudos, yeah.
But yeah, I watched your guys' podcast. Biggest thing I took away was just be able to be livable. Like, so when I moved here, started networking, making friends is a big thing versus like putting on a face. Anyone can go and shake hands and put on a face, but if you can actually make friends, people will trust you.
This guy has listened to the podcast. Yeah, I can hear it.
Exactly. So yeah, I making friends, networking,
Kissing hands, shaking babies.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Micah Schweinsberg, drummer for Diamond Rio, the tour manager for the brothers, called Micah, and we had just talked and just met, really. So he said my name, and I had actually in January of this year, I was like, I'm going to post on social media 2 or 3 times a week. So I posted 2 or 3 times a week on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all that, and they saw all those videos.
I remember seeing those videos.
Yeah,
you're still posting every now and then, which is probably not as consistent.
Yeah,
but like, yeah, I remember just seeing that. I didn't know who you were, and I was just like, hit follow, because it was just like really clean sounding, good drums. Like the drumming was great.
That was my big
simple
thing.
Video camera.
Let me put something that's good quality.
Yeah,
I could have gotten like the EAD 10 or whatever, the Yamaha, just to make it quick and simple. But I was like, no, I'm gonna mic everything up, get a good vibey space, and so yeah, I did that 2 or 3 times a month and scheduled the posts. So I would just go in, knock them out. But yeah, the tour manager saw the videos, showed the band, showed the brothers. They were happy. I had played with a group previously while I was in college in Florida, and he actually knew their son. So he called them, and he was like, that's your guy. And we had just gotten off a cruise together in January with that group. Yeah. So the timing was like impeccable.
It was a fresh referral.
Oh, yeah. It was super cool. So there wasn't much of an audition just because I had those videos up. They were like, okay, this guy's solid. So they were like, just learn, here's the set list, chart them out. So I sat down for 3 weeks straight and just grinded it out. Yeah. Showed up. We had 2 rehearsals at the TM's house. And yeah, they didn't really have many changes or anything. They gave me recordings of a drummer that they really liked. A guy named Rocky Marvel. He plays with Mark Chestnut now. But they really liked his drumming, so they gave me those tracks, and I kind of got to imitate him and add my own little stuff here and there. And yeah. That's wild. That's so cool. I mean, it happened so quickly. What was your process once you got the songs to learn? Because again, like you're literally had just moved here, so it's not like, and we'll get into your background, but it's not like you necessarily had the Nashville number system or the way to do that kind of cemented. Exactly. Or maybe you did. I don't know. What was your mindset? Well, I always knew about the Nashville number system, but I call them redneck charts. They're just like a little thing that they're like scratch notes, so charts. I'd have the song title at the top, put the BPM and then time signature, and then kind of like a Nashville number system, you have verse, chorus, the line of the song, and then next to it I would just write 4 on the floor or write out the quarter and then eighth quarter if it was, whatever the bass drum pattern was, little plus, and then hi-hat if it was 16ths or 8ths or something like that. And basically nothing would change. I would add a fill. If there was a signature fill, I'd add it, and either I could write it out. Thankfully, when I was like 5 years old, I learned how to read music when I was taking lessons. So
that helps.
I knew how to read. Like in college, I was playing notated, like staff drum solos.
Yeah.
So after that, it was like, dude, okay, so I can chicken scratch, redneck chart, the whole nine.
Yeah.
And I just charted every song and really just listened over and over and over again to where I almost didn't even need to look at them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, showed up for rehearsal and
you're prepped.
Tempos were perfect and everything was there that they wanted. So
You just had it cold at that point.
yeah.
Yeah.
You were ready.
That's
Exactly.
the way. That's the way to win an audition,
Yeah.
man, for sure.
Yeah, the biggest thing I always tell some of my friends that are maybe didn't get a gig as fast or they're still trying to find a gig is just go into every audition, go into every rehearsal like it's a show. Have the music down to where you don't even need to look at your iPad or look at your notes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you're golden.
Yeah, and like luckily you had a good amount of time. I'd say more time than most. A lot of time, for sub gigs you might have 2 days or a day or a week even, which is decent. But
Yeah, that's the other thing is find a system that's good for you. Because if you get a call a day or two before, like I have my system down. I doubt anyone else could probably read it by sitting down and just sight reading it. But if you have a system that you can read and you can sit down and just in 24 hours chart 20, 21 songs, then
Yeah.
it'll help you out a lot.
Well, you said you learned to read at 5 years old. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What was the context of you getting into music at that age?
It's also a crazy story. My brother, originally, my grandmother's cousin, his name's Mitch. He actually came to a show recently, which was really cool. He gave my uncle a drum set. It was like a Pearl Export or something. My uncle had the kit. It was an old Pearl, but he had the kit, played it for a little bit, outgrew it. It was more of a kid's kit.
Yeah.
Gave it to my brother. Well, my brother can't do his hands and feet at the same time. And he found that out. So it just kind of sat in my parents' office at our house in Georgia. And my mom always tells the story that she came home from the grocery store and they heard my brother, they thought playing drums, but it was me. And it was actually somewhat in time. And I was like 5 or 6. So they were like, we're going to get him in lessons. I was kind of taking piano, trying to figure that out. And I was like, no. My mom says I would cry on the way to piano rehearsal or piano lessons. So, so I started taking lessons with a guy named Jack Duke. He lives in San Francisco now, but a big jazz guy. So by the time I was 8 or 9, I was charting out songs that he would give me. I was playing, songs with the correct fill and everything. Like my first song I ever learned was Billie Jean, obviously, because it's just the straight, probably pretty easy.
good first song to learn.
Yeah. And then Eye of the Tiger was one of the next ones. But charting that out, and I still have my old binders that Jack wrote all the notes in and kind of showed me how to read music and how much counts were for each note. But it's from then I just took lessons, started playing in middle school, high school, and then went to college for music for a little bit. But my grandmother's cousin Mitch actually came to Billy Bob's. We do Billy Bob's 2 or 3 times a year, and he actually came.
Nice.
And I got to meet him for the first time because I had actually not really met him.
Yeah.
He said the last time he saw me was when I was 2 years old at a family funeral, because that's the only time families get together is funerals. And
That must have been pretty special.
It was really cool. It was a full circle. Even though I hadn't met him, I was like, dang, this is a full circle moment for sure.
Okay, so you're picking up the drums, and then at some point you're switching states. And what happened there, and how did you end up in? Let's take that trek to music school and what you took away from that experience as well.
Yeah, so we moved for my dad's business. I moved in fifth. It was my 5th grade year, going into 5th grade. So I started middle school in Florida at a new school. My band teacher's name was Jim Mullen, and he actually kind of saw that I could play pretty well for my age. 5th, 6th grade, 7th grade, I was in middle school band, and then Miss Frederick, the high school band teacher, saw that I could play pretty decently and I could keep up with the high schoolers. So in 7th or 8th grade, she moved me up to high school. band and jazz band. So I was playing with the high schoolers in middle school, which was
that must have felt cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
But also on the flip side, I was like, these kids, you know, when you're a middle schooler and you're seeing like a senior in high school play drums, you're like, this kid is, you look up to him a lot. So
for sure.
They taught me, Dave Havens is the one that comes to mind. He taught me a ton while I was in middle school. And then going into high school, theater productions, you know, also reading sheet music, doing all that stuff, and then solo and ensemble. So I was playing percussion, timpani, formale, marimba, all that stuff. So reading notation and doing all that. And that kind of carried over. My brother went to Palm Beach Atlantic and West Palm. So that carried over. I had been to PBA and visited, and I loved it to see him. So I ended up going to PBA on a music scholarship and a couple other scholarships. And I was there and doing the whole music thing, taking 22, 23 credit hours, doing jazz band and worship and all this stuff. And kind of finally, I got reached out to by Jeff and Sherry Easter in the Southern Gospel world. They're like a bluegrassy country duo, and I was flying into Atlanta or driving to their house in Georgia on the weekends and touring with them a little bit while I was in college in Florida. So I was missing some classes and, you know, doing that whole thing. But finally, the dean of the program sat me down. I just wanted to have a meeting with him and kind of see like what he thought, because I had been like, dude, I want to move to Nashville. Yeah. When is the time to move to Nashville?
So you knew pretty early on.
Yeah, I knew pretty early on that this was the place to be. Yeah, 100%. Especially when you look at like Taco Mark, the drummer from Morgan Wallen. He's also from the same area I was in, so knew about him. Played in bands that he had played in previously, and I was like, okay, this is the place to go. So
yeah, it's good inspiration seeing what he's done since moving here.
100%. So I graduated high school. That I never played any professional gigs until the day after high school. I was kind of like bummed. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to college and like hopefully find some gigs and stuff. Right. Day after I graduated high school, Jim Mullen, my middle school band teacher, called me for a brass band on the beach in Florida. So I go play that gig with a brass band, reading a trumpet chart. And he was like, we don't have a drum chart. There's no real drum music. And I was like, okay. From playing in jazz band, I knew. I knew from playing in jazz band that trumpet charts had the hits.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you read a trumpet chart, you can figure out the hits and stuff. So I read that, but there was a guy standing off to the side. And this kind of loops into being in Nashville and going back to Florida. But long story short, there was a guy standing to the side that ended up getting me a Broadway contracted musical in Miami when I moved here. So I didn't hear from him for 2.5 years, moved to Nashville. High school, my dream was to play Broadway, do a big musical. Yeah. And then started thinking about Nashville, and I was like, okay, let me
For those listening, there's a Broadway in New York that has awesome musicals.
Yes.
That's great.
So they
have better food than Broadway in Nashville also.
Yes, that's true.
And it isn't quite as rowdy, but they reached out, and they were going to test run the Cabaret, which is a pretty well-known musical. They had taken it off Broadway, and then they actually just brought it on Broadway after they saw how well this one did. So long story short, that was a cool connection. But going back to college, I was taking lessons in high school from Brian Boudre, and he kind of paved the way for me going to PBA. He knew the percussion instructor there, Seth Wexler. So taking lessons from them definitely helped me. But I just kind of realized from those two people and a couple others actually kind of made me realize if you have a music degree, you're going to have a lot of experience, but it's basically, for the most part, if you want to teach, was the biggest takeaway I had. And I'm sure there's other workarounds, and I'm sure people have used it in other areas.
Yeah, like as an actual prerequisite, most universities and schools need that degree.
Right.
Where obviously, like to play the gig, you don't.
Right, exactly.
You don't need anything.
Yeah, so after I learned that, I was like, okay. It was more of just a cushion of like, I'm good at music, let me try to do a music degree type thing. But hearing that, sitting down with my dean, and he was like, dude, you're already touring in college, and you're doing what the kids here already want to do. And I was like, I had talked about Nashville. He's like, you should just move. Yeah. I was like, okay. And it was around that time that I got a call from my percussion instructor. He couldn't do a theater production for a school down there. So they reached out to me So it was a high school production, and the money from that was almost exactly 2 months of rent. So like a first month deposit, and then my first month. I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's like
nice when
divine
that works out.
intervention.
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah. So, and I'm a Christian. I fully believe, that God kind of set up that whole thing. And looking back on it now, it's kind of crazy. But they, I was like, this is it.
Yep.
This is it. So I kept praying, and I was like, let me apply for a job. Let me go on Indeed. The classic seeing it in commercials and stuff. I was like, I'll never use that, but I used it a lot. So, got a job with Guitar Center, working at home remote, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. I was like, that's perfect.
That is perfect.
I can go out at night and watch bands and do whatever. Got the job before I even moved here. And so I had a job lined up, and then fall break during college, I was going to finish the semester. So fall break, I came with my mom, looked at apartments, looked around, found the place, and January of last year, made the move.
Wow, man.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're feeling this, Nate, but as I'm hearing you tell the story, I can't help but feel, I don't know, very like fulfilled, especially hearing that you listened to our show and then made the move, and like it is very evident that you have, and not to give us too much credit, we're just interviewing drummers that we think have something to say that's valuable, but you've done all these things that we talk about a lot in the show, like doing your homework beforehand, getting the job kind of lined up, and not just any job, but like a flexible remote gig.
Right.
And then hearing, of course, your musical upbringing, like I'm not surprised to hear that you landed this pretty sizable gig within a few months. And that's cool.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
It's like you followed the formula that we're sort of putting out there.
Yeah.
Whether that's on purpose or not.
Yeah. I
it's cool to hear that,
No, I agree.
And that's the first thing I did when I moved here. Working a remote job, I know other people can relate. You have another monitor and you have some other stuff going on, like either you're playing games or something while you're at work waiting on a phone call or something. So mine was watching YouTube videos a lot and coming across the all stuff, and then just watching other drummers and covers and Drumeo and whatnot.
Yeah.
So between all that, I had a pretty good understanding of, okay, this is what I want to do. But I also have heard the 10-year town thing. This is a 10-year town. It takes 10 years to get your first big gig. So I wasn't expecting anything by any means, but I was like, I'm going to do whatever I can to make it work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Love that.
And man, you've made it work fast. If you do things intelligently and with wisdom, and you use your discernment and the situations you encounter here, you come in and do your research, and you're a good hang, you'll do well. And if you're a killer player, then you'll do really well.
Yeah, all those things, and then a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
It's like when preparation meets opportunity. That whole quote.
Yeah. Another thing I've noticed is you can hold it down, but be super nice guy, super easy to live with, super big guy on networking, and you'll score a massive gig. Like, that's one thing when I moved here, I was like, I put so much hard work into this stuff, and then sometimes you walk down Broadway and you're like, okay, I can do that, and nothing's too showy, and I feel like I'm really, really, really prepared.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten a gig. I haven't gotten any calls. Yeah. And it can be discouraging, but if you grind it out and you meet people and you put your pride aside, and it's cool how Nashville works. I haven't been to any city or heard of any city that works like Nashville.
It's pretty unique. Well, what gave you, you didn't have many days of discouragement, it sounds like, but like, some of those off days where things, you weren't getting the call and you're kind of wondering what's next. Talk us through that, those weeks or months, and what did you do, if anything, to kind of prepare yourself for the eventual call? Yeah,
so working at Guitar Center was perfect because the employee discount is insane. And markup with retailers like that,
it's real.
Yeah, it's very real. So I was blessed to be able to get some gear, some nice gear. Biggest thing from personal friends that lived here was get your gear ready. You can be an amazing player. You can be, get a really good audition and show up with crappy gear. It can hurt sometimes. But if you get your gear ready, if you have a decent set of drums, you know how to tune. That's a big thing. Know how to tune your drums, because sound guys will make your tuning sound even better. So if you want your drums to sound insane, tune really well, and then. But yeah, that's a thing we can get into later of like how drummers and sound guys work together. But
100%.
I kind of had my gear ready, staged it, and then I was sitting there and I was like, okay, let's wait. And then I was like, no, let's not wait. Let's do this thing. So started posting on social media like I told you guys. Got a website, set up my website.
Website, I was perusing it earlier. I mean, killer, professional,
Thank you.
up to date. Like,
yeah. And the person I actually reached out about that, I was looking at drummers' websites and I came across Jake Summers with Luke Combs.
Yeah.
If you kind of put his website and my website, you're like, okay, these are pretty similar. I reached out to Jake and I was like, dude, where do you make your website? How do you make it? Because I was looking through places to make them.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out what he used because his looked so cool. And he was like, yeah, go ahead, use it. Use Squarespace. And we're not sponsored, but use Squarespace.
Not yet.
Not yet. After this, maybe.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Look at my website and then we'll talk.
Actually, that's a great idea. Hey, Squarespace, if you want to sponsor this podcast in general, great idea.
Yes.
They can make a whole drummer template based off of.
Perfect. Yeah.
You could be like the advisor to that template.
100%.
And myself, I used to do websites. I mean, I still can. I don't really do it anymore.
It's not easy. I didn't realize how hard it was.
The clutch, I mean, the biggest thing is, in my opinion, finding a good starting template. Right. Where it's like, you went to Jake's website, like, all right, I can see how mine could fit in here. Then you just plug in your own pictures, your bio, you change the color scheme around, and then all of a sudden it's your website.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a good website for people to look at when they, Instagram will do everything. I love, like, social media is the cheat code nowadays. I've said that so much in the past year talking to people.
It's social media, business card,
Yeah, it literally is like, people are going to throw away a paper business card. Everyone knows that kind of now. If you have social media and a link tree, like I saw you guys have a link tree put up. If you have a link tree and stuff like that, it's a cheat code. But having a good website, so I built my website and still was kind of waiting, but being proactive in the waiting. And another thing mixed in with all of that is I am 21 years old, so I moved here away from family and friends. Yeah. So I moved here alone at 20.
Yeah. Ballsy, gotta say.
I was 20 at the time, so I wasn't even old enough to drink.
Yeah.
So I mean, just sitting at home a lot, can't really go out. So I found a local church in Hendersonville, First Baptist Hendersonville, got a college group, met some college kids my age.
Nice.
That helped a lot. So between hanging out with friends, getting my gear ready, website, all that stuff, I was trying to be as proactive as possible leading up to hopefully getting the call one day. So
yeah. I mean, it's like a backup athlete, QB, name whoever you want, but they're still going to be going to the gym. They're going to be getting ready. They're going to make sure their equipment, their clothes, their gears is perfect. And then once they get that call, it's like, yep, you're in.
You're ready.
You're starting.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, man.
Hey, drummers, do you need a place to practice on actual drums? Drumbox has locations in Lafayette and Longmont, Colorado, and their newest location is right here in Nashville, Tennessee. You can book sessions online and get the space to yourself. Each Drumbox location is fully equipped with 2 kits, cymbals, hardware, and even sticks are provided. 30-minute, 1-hour, and 2-hour sessions are available at www.drumbox.space. Use the coupon code ANDP25 for 25% off your first session. The coupon code is valid at all 3 locations. Again, that's www.drumbox.space. I wanted to take a second and go to what you just touched on for a moment, which was the relationship between drummer and sound guy, and how do you make that a smoother relationship?
I have so much to say on this.
Please, yes.
So our sound guy, Chris Davis, is one of the best I've ever gotten to know. We've had we don't sample or trigger anything, and when you have people in the audience asking if you're using samples, you're doing something right.
But that also speaks to you.
100%, yes. And that's something I've walked the fine line. You have to know how to be confident, but I want to be as humble as possible.
Sure.
So you have to walk that fine line. So I take, Chris will be like, dude, that's all you. And I'm like, but yeah, I mean, it really is. If you can tune your drums, if you can learn.
It's got to start there.
Yeah. And right now I have I don't know if you guys were at the drum show.
Yeah.
So Lucky Drums Company, the copper kit. Yeah. My copper kit was off to the side. They just made it. It had a blue patina stripe around the racing stripe.
Yeah.
And so I'm running, I'm their second artist behind Micah, actually. So Micah with Diamond Rio, the one that got me my gig, is their first artist, and they made a kit for me. But between those, and I use K-Watt snares, so Kevin Watkins, also their second artist behind Evan Hutchings. But with their snares and those drums, they're easy to tune. And I realized the lower you go, the more the sound guy loves you. That's just going to be, for the most part, depending on the genre.
Yeah.
But I'm legacy country, old country. When I tune it down, my main snare to be fat, and Chris does his magic. So after every show, I'm like, hey, Chris, how was it? Because we also play a lot of the same venues. Like if we go there one year and they love us, they're going to have us back the next year. Right. So I kind of have bookmarkers in my head of gigs we've done this year, whether it's a smaller room or a bigger room. I'll ask Chris every night, hey, man, what do you think? How are the drums? Was it too loud? You know, and don't be scared to be best friends with your sound guy, because if you're on bad terms with your sound guy, he can make you sound really bad.
It's going to be rough, yeah.
You got to remember that. So, but Chris and I mean, dude, I'd call him a best friend because we hang out all the time, talk all the time. He'll call me during the week.
I would say, too, I mean, that holds true for, many people that don't have a traveling front of house guy in the camp itself. But, like, treat every venue, front of house, tech, staff, logistics, cleaning crew, treat everybody with that same 100%. Respect.
Don't walk in with a big head. Yeah. Because especially if you don't travel with someone full-time like that. Yeah. So Chris does an amazing, we just actually got some new mics. I don't know if you guys have heard of the new Shure Nexodyne stuff.
I had, actually. Yeah.
Chris heard him at a festival. It was a backline. Yeah. And they used to run kick in, kick out. He heard those, especially the bass drum mic, and he was like, dude, we don't need to run kick in, kick out. So he has them and he loves them. And
yeah, explain why. Because it's just one mic.
Yeah. It has the high end and the low end he wants. So he doesn't have to worry about the phase or delay or anything. He heard that at the festival and the way the guys mixed it, and he was like, okay, let's do it.
Wow. But it's one less mic. Does the mic go in the porthole, or if there's one?
We have it almost in the porthole. Mm-hmm. It's set up kind of like a basic kick out mic.
Okay.
But he has everything he needs.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. But yeah, my also big thing is I want to get in the mix and get out of the mix quick. Mm-hmm. So as far as ringing drums and stuff like that, I'm not necessarily a big fan. It depends on the genre of music and the player. It can be tasteful, especially in the studio. But for me, get in, get out. So muffle a little bit, tune. With copper, everyone kind of assumes that it would ring a lot. They actually really don't, which is super cool. So the tone is there, but they don't ring too much. And yeah, Chris he does his magic. So be best friends with your sound guy. 100%.
Those drums, I just have to say, are just some of my favorite drums.
Yeah, you recently had the treat to bring him into the studio and record some content.
Yeah, I saw that. I just booked some studio time just because I was like, I just want to play those drums kind of uninterrupted for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Josh told me about that, and I was stoked, dude.
It was so much fun, man. Anytime he's here, I'm going to try and do that.
Yeah. And the cool thing about them is Josh will make whatever sizes you want.
Yeah.
So I have a 20 by 14, 10 by 8, and then a 13 by 9 rack tom, which is what Micah has. And then I have a 16 squared, 16 by 16. But Micah has that 13 by 9. He said it's the best sounding tom he's ever had. Wow. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So instead of going the 12 by 9, I went 13 by 9. And I can say it, when you hit it, you feel it like a bass drum.
No,
but you can have it tuned high and you still feel it.
Dang.
Yeah, it's cool.
I want some fusion sizes. I want some real short, small. I want to mess with that. But I mean, I played some larger toms and they sound unearthly, and the bass drum was like from another planet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still want to. I just want to see what that sounds like.
The other cool thing with copper is like you said, the bigger the drum, you hit it, and you almost don't need tone. If you're one of those guys that's not big on tone, like you hit it and you can feel it.
Yes.
Like the big thing for me, I noticed right out of college when I was playing a lot more, is drums sound completely different when you're sitting, on the kit versus standing to the side or standing out front, even on stage, not through a PA. Mm-hmm. Just like listening to your snare and stuff, it's like, whoa, I've never heard my kit sound like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, with having that 16 by 16, if I tune it low, I just put coated heads on it for the first time, and I hit that floor tom and I feel it where I'm sitting. So I'm like, that's a good sign. If I have tone and I can feel it, it's
that's a good day. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
right
it'll make you wake up every morning happy in your bunk for sure. That's for sure. Because you get to go sit at. I feel like we went to Norway, played a DW Collector's kit, which obviously is one of the nicest kits DW makes, but I was like, dude, I'm gonna go back home and play a
Miss
Corvette.
My luckies. Yeah.
Like exactly. Like I get to go
Rolls
home and
Royce,
like a Rolls Royce. I get to go home and like have fun.
Have a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, this is cute. Thanks, DW.
Yeah, this will do the job.
This will do.
I'm gonna have a feast of drums when I get home. Yeah. That's beautiful.
And that's the best feeling in the world is when you're in love with your kit.
Yeah. Dude, you got to be, especially if you're an endorsed artist.
Right.
I mean, it's evident that you know what you're doing with the drums, and I think we all agree the importance of that before those tones reach anybody else or microphones or processing. Any little nuggets or tricks that you care to share about tuning those drums for that gig?
The biggest thing I've done.
And do you have a drum tech right now, or is it just you?
I don't. It's just me.
Okay.
I have a couple things that made that really easy that we can get into just for, loading sake and everything. But for tuning, I've really, for the toms, just done same frequency top, same bottom. Mm-hmm. Going back to being prepared for the gig and being prepared for your instrument, watch videos on tuning, watch Drumeo, do whatever, because I learned if you do the top and the bottom, you're going to get more ring. If you do the bottom slightly up, it'll choke it. Bottom slightly down, it'll give you the drop. But doing the same, especially on those copper ones, because they don't ring as much, Josh came to our gig in Georgia and hit it and was like, wow. I mean, when the maker is like, wow, this is cool, they sound amazing. But yeah, same on top and bottom on all the toms. And then on my snare, just super tight, like that on the bottom of the snare. And then I go pretty fat on the top. Yeah, I don't like to suffer a rebound. That's a big thing with me. Is I love rebound and grace. The ghost notes, but go fat.
Yeah,
I have heard some people doing the arena tuning style where you do like top is very tight and then looser, and like nothing on the bottom one.
I haven't heard that.
I haven't messed with any of that.
Yeah. You can tune that bottom one up with like a turn or two, and it will turn into like a popcorn snare, and then you turn it down back to where it was, and it's just the fattest thing you've ever heard. So I'm actually exploring and kind of experimenting with that, because that's super cool. If you're like on song to song, you don't have a bunch of snares laying around. You just do that.
Yeah,
that's I know that there are kind of multiple people that have now recommended to me trying these tunings where they're at different tensions. And everything's been equal tension for me forever, but I've been wanting to mess with that. And I always remember that, like, Steve Gadd talked about, he's like, I like it when they're not even.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if it works for you, I guess it's cool.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to do it. And when I do it, I feel like it sounds dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know what
There's
I'm doing.
also Benny Greb, I think, is the one that actually does that tuning. So there's a bunch of videos, I think, on YouTube. You can watch him do that. Just one simple turn. Another thing that made my life easy is that new Evans drum key. Have you guys seen that?
Dude, yeah.
The drill?
When that first came out, it was everywhere. I want to try it.
I want it.
Yeah, I got
Except
it.
you can't, the only thing is you can't do two at once.
That's true.
So.
That's very true.
Yeah, but
still really cool.
And it's done.
Well, it's actually it's one.
It's one and done.
So I put it you put it on there and you go one full thing and the lug is backed out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have your lugs greased and everything, if like when I tighten my K-Watt, Kevin makes sure that the drum when it's shipped to you is like greased and everything's perfect. So when I tighten it with the one full, it's already like tuned up high. So I just back it down a little bit and it's cool.
I typically do the minor third on the reso heads on the rack toms.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty common.
Yeah.
But I'm not using, are you using like a tune bot or something? I mean, I'm just doing it by ear.
I have a tune bot.
But is it worth it? Because I've been on the fence of buying one, and maybe I'm like traditionalist where it's like, I shouldn't have to.
Right.
It's like, it's kind of like cheating, but.
When I was working at Guitar Center, I was like, okay, I can get it for like, I forgot what it was, but it was stupid not to buy it.
$100.
Yeah. So I got it. And I will say they're really complicated, which is cool if you learn all the features. But I think after a while, I was tuning so much and realizing every time your drums go in a trailer or a hot environment, you're going to retune them.
Yeah.
Right.
I just didn't have the time for it. So I just do like the whole hit the rim and the head, kind of like a rim shot around each lug. I will say we just played a venue in Branson, Missouri 2 weeks ago, and the sound guy Chris Armstrong, which he's traveled with like the Doobie Brothers and a bunch of stuff. He said they had a drummer come in that did the whole technique where you push on the rim and finger tighten it. So you push down the rim, finger tighten it, and then it's technically tighter than finger tight. If you were to just leave it, and then that's it on all his toms and everything. I was like, that's pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
But hearing about a bunch of tuning methods is that's super fun because everyone does something different.
I mean, like we said, it's to each their own as long as it works.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line is, learn to tune your dang drums.
Yeah.
Learn to make them sound a way that you like, at least.
If you get good at it, it does not take long.
It really
it's kind of fun. I've been doing a lot of backline gigs this year where it's I don't even, a lot of times it's not even the drums that I've requested. Yeah. Different story there. And I just know these drums are, for the most part, going to need some tender love and care, you know. But to me, that's kind of fun, especially when I hear like a rack tom that sounds like shit. First thing is like, oh, let's check that bottom head.
Yeah.
The ignored reso head that no one ever touches.
Even on a snare,
it's
like
the culprit a lot of times.
If you have an expensive snare drum and it sounds like crap, most of the time, if you just tune that bottom head up, it's gonna sound like money.
This last gig I just had in California, the guys working for the backline company, and they were great. They were real sweet dudes, but they were like, "Can I stop talking about the snare drum?" I was like, "Oh, you're gonna love the snare. It's so nice. Like we got it tuned up." I look at it. It's got wrinkles in it. Like, okay, I'll make it sound like you think it's gonna sound, but I can guarantee you it doesn't sound like you think it's gonna sound right now out of the box.
And that's the other thing is backline guys. Yeah. Most of them aren't drummers.
A lot of them are not. Yeah.
So there's that. But it'll be a nice kit sometimes.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
How do you get the perfect Nashville kick drum tone? It starts with a Lowboy Leather Daddy bass drum beater. This leather-faced beater occupies the sonic space between felt and wood beaters. It's punchy enough to cut through the mix on those 4-on-the-floor barn burners with the warmth you need for slow ballads. Okay, but who plays a Leather Daddy? Garrett Goodwin from Carrie Underwood's band uses one. Lee Brice drummer Donnie Marple plays a pair. Walk down Broadway any night of the week and you're going to hear one. In Nashville, you can test drive a Lowboy beater at Drumbox and grab one at Forks, Drum Supply, or Nelson's. Check out lowboybeaters.com to learn more.
How have the Bellamy brothers themselves and the rest of the camp, how have they embraced you being the youngest, newest member?
So I had gotten on the gig for, I'd say, a month or so, and I got to actually talk to them about that once we got comfortable. Yeah. And I don't think they ever expected a 21-year-old to be playing with them just because, you know, Let Your Love Flow came out in 76, and I wasn't alive for 9/11, if that kind of puts it into perspective. Yeah. So like 2004 is the year I was born, and they were already getting old at that point. But
they might be our youngest guest, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
It's an honor. Yeah. But they didn't expect it for sure, but they were actually just on a podcast and they talked about having just a young person on the bus brings the energy up.
Yeah.
And another thing is being in Florida, playing in musicals, I was always around older people, especially in Florida with all the orchestras and symphonies I played with. Those are all like really, really old people. Like some of those guys played on being in Miami, like the Bee Gees recorded down there. So like Staying Alive, like I remember playing with the oboe, clarinet, like the guy that did all that for Staying Alive, and I was like, that's super cool. Yeah. But being around older people like that kind of shaped me to be, I guess you'd say, more mature, just more responsible, and also I have amazing parents that
I was gonna say, I mean, you seem very
me.
mature for your age.
Thank you. But cool. they the brothers were very, very happy. It's a lot of young energy. Yeah, I brought the youngness out of the other
you
people
brought that
in the band.
Average down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the joke. When I first started, I was like, actually, the first rehearsal, I met the brothers. I was like, I'm excited to bring the average age down for you guys. And they all thought that was funny. And now they still say it on stage at concerts when they introduce me. But yeah, they're enjoying life. They're 75 and 79 years old, so they're getting up there. But
I mean, that's the dream, though, right? Yeah, playing music till you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and I'm a firm believer they'll die on stage. They're gonna keep going for sure. Yeah, so they're super cool. It's like having, I mean, it's literally like having my grandparents live with me all the time. They're just super nice. I've never heard anyone raise their voice on the bus or anything. So they're everyone's great people.
Well, I'd like to talk about influences.
Yeah,
who are the first drummers that really like lit an extra fire under you?
Yeah. First, because Jack Duke, being a jazz drummer, was my first teacher, Buddy Rich was like the first person he showed me. Yeah. Which, seeing YouTube videos when I got older, and I was like, wow, I actually started to realize how good of a drummer he was. Yeah. So in high school, the drum solo I was talking about that was staff charted was a Buddy Rich solo. Mm. So you can imagine the page just looked like the ink, like the printer just spit all over. It just threw up all over the page. But so Buddy Rich was definitely the first, seeing the Independence. And because of Independence, that kind of led me to Neil Peart. Yeah. Because, I mean, just seeing that drum solo video of him with like doing the tambourine on
Dude,
the
I
left
love
foot.
that.
And that's like, that's insane. It's, you know exactly what I'm talking
exactly.
about.
I've watched that so many times.
So seeing like the independence from other drummers, like those two guys, I was like, okay, this is going to be something I'm going to practice. And now that's starting to make me want to learn double pedal because I actually don't know that yet. But I'm starting to
Next venture, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the next venture.
It's fun.
Yeah, even
Just don't become reliant on it.
right. Because I'm with an older act, just for like trash cans at the end of songs, dude. Just like,
Who doesn't love
That's
that?
where it starts.
Oh, yeah.
Next thing you know.
Metalcore, prog.
Yep.
Flying formation.
Blast beats.
Yeah.
It's weird phrases. Come on. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
You turn right into Nate. It's not a bad thing.
I'm here for it, man.
Yeah.
I need to find the time. That's a big thing with doing 150 shows a year. You don't have a ton of time.
That's true.
But I will say, everyone's like, the biggest thing I've got is, when's your tour end? Or how long is your tour? It's like, until they die, I'm fired, I quit, or something along those lines.
Dang.
Because,
Because they're just going to be doing it.
Oh, yeah.
But talk about job security and stability. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a rare thing in this career path.
Another thing about job security is I have my CDL.
Let's go. Of course you do.
So
Amazing.
when I turned 21,
Dude,
I got my CDL.
Fucking crushing it.
I got Class A. I can drive a semi.
God.
I can do whatever. So we
This
run.
guy will
guy's-
not be stopped.
He's unfireable.
So
Yeah.
talking about job security and also just getting paid a lot more with a band,
Yeah.
especially because we have 5 drivers. So when we go 1,000 miles, I'm only driving 200 miles. Like the most I've driven in one sitting, even when we were down to 4 drivers, was probably 250 miles. So you're driving 3.5 hours at most.
That's super chill.
Yeah, and you're getting paid a lot more to do it. I was like, okay, I have nothing to lose. I'm
Right,
young
man.
and single, and I don't sleep anyways. So
No, is Guitar Center, is that gig still in the mix or no?
no, they had a new CEO and things changed. They changed schedules. I think they kind of merged everyone onto one time zone almost. So like when Pacific, which is where headquarters is, when they're working, East Coast will be working as well. So the hours, the further you are over, we're getting worse for online.
Yeah, weird.
But I'm home, like, people think I'm gone all the time. I'm really home like 3-4 days a week. I was home last week for 5 days, just in my own bed.
Right.
And I say I don't have time. But that's when you catch up on errands and sleep and
Do
hang out with
podcasts,
friends and
you
do
know.
podcasts and
You
watch
have
podcasts.
Have a life.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
very important.
Yeah. And I'm in the process of finding somewhere like this because this is an amazing setup. Shout out to
Yeah,
Taylor.
man. Yeah. Garden Groove.
So how do you maintain a life while doing that? Now, what does that really, like, realistically look like for you? How does that play out?
Yeah, so I have a roommate now. I'm letting him live with me for a little bit. He just moved to town and insane guitar player. So having a roommate, I was living on my own the first year. He moved in with me in August. So having a roommate's like a built-in best friend. We get along great. So coming home and having someone there to where I can just talk to whenever I need to or whatever is amazing. But before that, it was really just like that college group I told you guys about at church at First Baptist Hendersonville. Meeting people my age that have the same beliefs and the same morals and stuff, and just hanging out, doing grill outs and whatever. So I do that during the week, hang out with friends, do errands, buy stuff I really shouldn't buy, more drums, expensive stuff, all that, the whole nine. You guys know how it is. Drum buying is a problem. That's
It would be more of a problem if I were let loose. If I were to buy the things that I'm ready to buy, I would get more than some sideways looks from my wife. She'd be like, dude, what are you doing?
And that's where I'm at. I'm like, okay, I'm on a decently paying gig.
Yeah.
I'm 21. I'm single.
Yeah.
I have nothing to lose. I don't have my mom hovering over me anymore.
Yeah. Nope.
So I'm on a buying spree right now.
Might as
Get
well.
after
If you're
it,
selling
man.
any drums for
I
a good
want
deal,
in.
This guy up.
I want in right now.
The 3 of us want in.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah, just give me, you know what? Give me anything. I'll take it.
What about, have you found any spots for mountain biking or hiking
So
by chance?
did you know I mountain bike?
I read your bio.
Oh, okay.
From your website. That's why.
Yeah. I was like, this is cool. So as far as mountain biking goes, there's some really cool places for mountain biking. My dad got my brother and I into it when we were really little.
Yeah.
So I live in Hendersonville, and in Gallatin you have Lock 4, which has like 12 miles. But if you're not familiar with mountain biking, you should try it sometime. It's really fun.
Never been. I mean, it seems dangerous, but if
It
you
can
know what
be.
you're doing.
It can be for sure. I got into dirt jumping in Florida, which was like 20-foot gaps. So like coming off and then yeah. So I have like scars and stuff, but
I feel like mountain biking, probably just like dirt biking, is less dangerous than street biking.
Yes.
Yes. That's street biking is how you die.
I will say I haven't mountain biked near as much since I've been here.
Yeah.
And if you're a drummer, I don't recommend it because this is how I get paid. These wrists right here.
Yeah.
As all of us do. Yeah. So you don't really want to hurt that.
No.
Yep.
And that's been my biggest concern. So when I am home, it's like wrap me in bubble wrap and
That's the exact reason why I haven't punched people in the face. Like,
I want to.
Ooh, I'd like to do that
you're
a lot
lucky,
right now.
But you're lucky. Yeah,
Am I 100% confident I'm not going to break my hand on your face? No. Would 18-year-old me care? Not at all. But 37-year-old me cares a lot. Yeah.
That's something in the back of my head is, I don't know if it happens with you guys, but just being in a cast or like seeing people with injured arms, it's like, oh.
That freaks me out.
That's what I do for a living, so that would be scary.
Yeah. I feel for all my dudes who do that. And although then you have like someone who, like Richie Martinez, who just freaking messed his leg up and just switched to lefty for a couple months.
Ryan Beidler, who we just had on the show.
Ryan.
That was like a week after we released this episode, he broke his elbow.
Dude, which is insane.
I think by now he's doing a lot better. But
did he still play?
No. Oh no, he's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, that could be scary.
Yeah. Thankfully, 6 weeks. And I looked up the average recovery time for a broken elbow, like 6 weeks to 3 months. I'm like, you got 6. I'm like, that's, dude, quick healer. All right.
Yeah.
Doctors expect good things for you. That's a good sign.
It's because we were praying. That's why.
That's right.
So me being new in the industry, is it a real thing of like, if you get hurt like that and you have someone sit in, should you be worried? Like, is that a known thing?
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about that. Like,
well, I think that's a very fair, valid concern to have. I think the answer is, to put it simply, it would be yes. But I think it depends. Like for Ryan, I know for a fact, like he's not going to lose that gig. He's got his homies subbing out. Mm-hmm. He's got MJ Milam has been playing with him.
Oh, sick. That's
Maddox.
Awesome.
Yeah. Maddox Batson. So that's been cool.
Yeah.
Seems like a good fit. But you never know. Like Marcus Finney, good mentor of mine. He gave me the golden quote once. He said, unless you're writing the check, it's not your gig.
That's true.
So it's the artist, So it's the Bellamy brothers writing the check. Like that's their decision.
There was a quote. Someone was on the podcast there. Or I think you said it. Maybe. A guitar player told you about Jack
Steiner. Yeah. What did he said? It's not your gig, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. Yeah, it's not your seat. You're just sitting in it.
Yeah.
All right. So like you want to believe, like you want to trust people, like think like, okay, I'm crushing this gig, good hang, good vibes. Like there's no way I'd get screwed over, right?
Right.
But then like it happens, then
it does
you start asking questions, and I don't know. Do you have other opinions? I mean,
I mean, no, you covered it well. It's obviously context dependent. If it's if they're really your homies, I mean, that's one thing. But if it's just if it's more of a business relationship and
if you're in your bunk all the time, or
then that's which is another reason why it's important to be a person, and develop those relationships, because it's just so much of that relationship will not be the playing part. The playing part's really cool. We all love the playing part, but you have to develop the other part on purpose, just the same way you develop your playing. You have to develop your relationship. You have to develop your ability to have a conversation with someone where someone doesn't go, I want to blow my brains out talking to you. So like that's like, if you start to get that vibe from people, change
who you are.
Change.
Immediately. 100%. Yeah, I will say our steel player, Jim Heap, has kind of always said this. You have to go through 22 and a half hours of basically hell when you're like on a bus with people. The hour and a half is what you look forward to. But if you make that 22 and a half hours as enjoyable as possible, then you
will stay hired.
And that's like we have a dry bus, and the brothers always said that alcohol on the road don't mix well. And I think because of that, it's like a totally different vibe. Yeah. Everyone is super chill. I actually just put a new TV in our bus, like a big TV. Nice. So, and a PlayStation 5. We've been playing some golf, Tiger Woods golf on a PS2. We were playing on a PS2.
PlayStation 2, wow,
and we still have it hooked up.
Vintage.
But, we still have it hooked up, but I got the PS5, loaded the new PGA, loaded some Forza. It's It makes the road a lot easier.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite PS2 game?
That's
Do you
the
have
only
others on the bus?
That's the only one I think I've played on the bus.
I'm going to recommend a snowboarding game to you. It's called SSX Tricky. It's my favorite.
Is it kind of like a skate vibe?
Totally. And
Yeah.
the tricks are obscene and totally not realistic, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even there are certain moments within the trails that you're on that can get a little buggy. And even with that, I'm like, this game rips. The music is a bunch of jungle beat stuff. It was like my introduction to jungle beat. Yeah. And I'm like, this is awesome. I want to just do this.
Yeah.
I want to play that.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Because we have it still hooked up. So it'll be kind of fun we're on a PS5 now, but we can still go back.
Yeah.
So sick.
Play the vintage stuff.
Yeah.
SSX Tricky.
Tricky. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You've heard of Drum Supply, but you gotta see their shop. It's a drum shop experience like no other. They're packed with all the gear a working drummer needs, and so many parts, noise toys, and accessories. It's a toy store. Curated cymbals, kits, and snares. The hands-on percussion room is nuts, and their custom shop work is fast and affordable. Andy and the guys know their stuff, and they're ready to help. And the big news? They've just moved to an awesome new location near the corner of East Trinity Lane and Dickerson Pike. Still in East Nashville, just a couple miles from their old spot, the all-new Drum Supply is twice as big, featuring a dedicated cymbal room, a lesson space, and even more drum gear than ever. Go see the new Drum Supply shop for yourself. Now open 11 to 5 at 2211 Dickerson Pike and online at drumsupply.com.
Well, it's evident to me that, when that day eventually happens, when the brothers are no longer touring or playing, like you're going to be fine for a lot of reasons. Yeah. So we just had Gavin Adcock, his drummer on, Dan Rubin. And he kind of talked a little bit about obviously that's his only gig. He came from the punk rock roots of multiple bands at once. And, it's in terms of identity is what I'm getting at. Yeah. And especially also he mentioned coming back from the road and forcing yourself to improve and get better is a choice to make because it's he can crush Gavin Adcock's songs just like you can crush the Bellamy Brothers songs. That's your gig. Right. But have you thought about that of who you 100%. Are as a player away from this really cool gig that is paying the bills right now? Yeah,
that's something I actually, when I moved to town, I reached out to Eddie Byers, one of the house drummers of the Opry and also just one of the best studio drummers ever in this town. Yep. He kind of had that signature look of the blank black hat. That's kind of where I got it from. I stole it from him a little bit. Love it. But this is my stage. I wear that on stage just because of Eddie. I'm dude, this guy's cool.
Dude, that's it, you're tipping your hat to him.
Exactly. Exactly. So and funny, quick sidetrack, funny story. I went to the Opry with Eddie every couple months when I first moved to town just to hang out, watch him do his thing. And the first band playing one night, the drummer hopped up on the seat and they played 9 to 5 by Dolly. And Eddie was playing percussion behind him. And I don't think he realized that Eddie played on 9 to 5.
That actual
So
song.
I was sitting there and I was like,
holy shit.
This guy has no clue.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be able to play.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's crazy.
I 100% think about have your own style. Have your own style. When people, maybe it's hard to do it when people are just hearing you, if they're not seeing you. You can have signature fills and do stuff that only you would do and do it clean. But also, when you're in a live setting, just have your style. Move around. Don't look, sad all the time. Yeah. Which is also a thing that I have to get a lot better at. As I'm sure you guys know, the whole focus to look. You're just
yeah.
Dude, I promise I don't hate life, but
drummer face.
Drummer face. Yeah. There's a bunch of different drummer faces, but mine is something smells bad. You're
yeah. I look angry. People have had to say are you good? I'm I'm locked in, man. Yeah, I'm having so much fun. I'm having a blast. But I need to nail this fill. Yeah.
So something I would say I have to work on, and I think all of us could probably work on, is just have your style, look cool doing it, but people know it's Collin Dobbs. So that's something I'm working on. I have been told a bunch, just having the Bellamy Brothers on my resume is one of my first things when I move to town will definitely help a lot. But there's always the thought of anyone that's on a gig right now, what happens when it ends? It's going to end.
Right.
Yeah.
So still network, I plan on doing social media soon again. I really want to post covers and do that whole thing again. I'm just trying to figure out timing and I need a space to do it because I had an apartment and had my kit set up with my mics, and no one complained, but I felt it coming. So I went the electric kit route and then realized that's not a good idea for content unless you have it dialed. Yeah. And I didn't have mine dialed. So
well, you could hit up Taylor. You can knock out a bunch of videos here.
Yeah, 100%.
I've done that. I need to get back on the social train. Yeah. But it is hard to find time, especially like when you are busy doing the thing. So you can forget, like, oh yeah, I'm in this position because I was doing all these other things, and now I'm not anymore. You know?
Yeah. Say one more thing Ryan just said was, if you're playing in town, especially if you're touring, I want to reiterate it, like, you are in the top 1%. Yeah. And that's something that's also stuck with me since I've seen him talk about it. That's crazy. Like, if you're playing for money, let alone, you have all these guys in their garage just playing for fun, dreaming of playing for money, realize how lucky you are and how much of a gift it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we all keep that in the back of our mind, like, when I go to the bus every week, I'm like, dude, it's crazy. This is it. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah, you get to start with that gratefulness.
Yes. Yeah, it's not, because it can turn into a job very quickly. Yep. And another big question I've had from family members, friends, people that have kind of started to look up to me is, does it feel like a job? And only if you make it.
Yeah.
It's all what you choose. Yeah. So yeah, showing up to the bus, sitting down on my kits, like, I can't believe I do this for money, for a living. And
I'm so glad you had that awareness, because especially here, it's so easy to because we're all doing like the same thing, and there's so many of us. There's so many of us that are getting paid to do it at that 1% level. So it's easy to feel like I'm just, imposter syndrome, especially with social media. You see all these guys doing everything that you're not, or doing things that you want to be doing.
Right.
How have you handled that pressure? One side of it is you as the content creator, but what about you as the curator, the viewer? Yeah.
I will say, like, it can get discouraging 100%, because you might see a drummer. There's always that little devil in the back of your head that you like see a drummer and you're like, well, I'm better than him, but he's on a massive gig. I think we've all kind of had that thought. But just realizing that he could be way nicer than you. He could, there's reasons he has someone else has the gig.
Yeah.
So being a viewer, you always have those thoughts in the back of your head, but like, learn from those people.
Yeah.
Steal fills, it's not bad to steal a fill from someone. I think that's kind of like a debated topic, but steal a fill.
Dude, steal away. One of the best pieces of advice I got was, when you copy it, it just sounds like the other guy. When you steal it, it goes in your bag.
That's true.
Then it's yours.
Then it's yours. And make it yours. Yeah, exactly. So steal it and make it yours.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, being a viewer, it could get discouraging if you're not on a gig. And I know it did for me for a little bit, but use it as motivation. There are a lot of us. There's a lot of drummers in town, but I've always kind of said there's work for everyone.
There really
if
is.
you can't find the work, you can kind of grind it out, and you can find the work.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's here.
It's here, 100%. If you think about how many drummers there are compared to vocalists in Nashville, I would say there has to be a lot more vocalists that are moving here for music.
Yeah,
I will say. Do you think there's more vocalists or guitarists?
That's hard.
That is a hard one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go vocalist.
What's the ladder of like most to least? I will say I'm just going to go ahead and say I think keys has to be the bottom one.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably vocal, guitar, drums. I don't know where bassist line to that. Drums and bass is maybe similar.
Yeah, bass is probably after drums and then keys. Yeah, I think I agree.
And sax.
Yeah.
And sax.
And then there's the saxophone. Actually, got quite a few pretty terrifying sax players here if you know where to look. But
there's kind of a cool jazz scene here.
There's a great
jazz. There is, yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Have you dipped your toes into any non-country music here?
Yeah, so I didn't kind of get into the whole like how much I freelanced, but I was freelancing with some, like I played a New Year's gig with a pop guy. Like just playing, that's another thing that I need to say is know how to play every genre. Like I started with jazz, which some argue would say is the root of all music. Like if you can learn jazz, get into pop, get into reggae. We actually do a lot of reggae. The brothers, Larry Lefflow, their first big song was pop. They merged kind of pop and country, and then you had the American pop, American country pop, whatever. But then reggae. So like I hadn't played a reggae gig before I got the call for the brothers, and I heard the second and third song, and I was like, that's a timbale. What am I going to do? Found Pearl Piccolo, took the bottom head off. It worked great. Yep. But yeah, know how to play every genre. for sure.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a master at it. I'm sure we all have our genre that we're like, okay, this is what I want to play and this is what I'm really good at.
Sure.
But if you will make a lot more money if you can play other genres.
100%.
But yeah, as far as, I didn't know there was a jazz scene. Is there a pop scene
Yeah.
Yes.
here?
Oh, yes.
I just went on a 30-day tour with the indie pop artist.
Dang.
Yeah. It's still the minority,
Yeah.
like jazz. You know?
Right.
I think it gets overshadowed for sure.
Because you have like Rudy's,
Mm-hmm.
Frank Sinatra, right?
Yeah. Got the underdog. There's a lot of like.
And there's a lot of
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Smyrna,
the,
right?
the Blue
Aren't there-
Room
There's
is
some like
pretty great.
blues rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
Check out the Blue Room. They have a lot of cool stuff
Blue
going
Room.
on there.
That's super cool because jazz is not easy.
No, it's not. Turns out, survey says jazz is difficult.
Do you have a story for that? Is that a personal
no,
thing?
No, I'm just that's yeah. It's just really hard to do.
I thought you were gonna go into
Nathan
a story.
Sletner, jazz is hard, everybody.
I don't know if y'all knew this.
Yeah. Yeah, like you get a lot of producers and pop artists going back to pop real quick, like going from LA to Nashville.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean everyone's moving here, so
it's
because
ridiculously
it's more of a
cheaper.
melting pot.
Yeah, it's also a lot
Yeah.
cheaper here.
Yeah.
I realized that moving from South Florida, I could also afford to live here.
Yeah.
That was one of the big appealing things.
Yeah.
Escaping California for me, it was like, I can live and survive, and it's a music hub.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you can see music every night of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
literally.
see
For
music
free.
at 10 a.m. on Monday morning.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that is crazy. That's hard to think about.
Yeah. I don't want to think about it.
And Tuesday at 2 a.m. also, the rooftop.
Also, yes, that time too. Yep.
What
See
is
you
something
there.
that is like maybe unexpected since you moved here? Like there's been obviously a lot of really good things happening to your career and your life here. What's something maybe that's been more of a challenge, or something that's unexpected that you've had to work towards, or
Yeah.
that you just, didn't expect to happen?
Yeah, I mean, jobs. Like, obviously, I'm not supporting someone else. I'm not married or anything. But I've heard some people talk about other people that have the opinion of they would rather let their family starve than do something outside of music. And I've been told that can be a pretty common thing here. But I will say, if you can, like when that Guitar Center thing, they changed all our schedules. I wouldn't be able to go to church Wednesday, Sunday, and it was working till like 11 p.m. at night during the week. I was like, okay, I'm okay. But I had to get a different job, and I was actually working some valet jobs downtown. So, and I feel like that's very common here in Nashville. People move here and they're like a waiter or waitress or doing valet or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, be okay with working something outside of music.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I kind of got that out of my system and realized, okay, this isn't that bad. Obviously, it was actually kind of cool because you see people on the street, see people working other jobs, look them up on Instagram. If it's another musician, you're like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, this guy rips.
It's like can be humbling,
But
but
he's
also
parking cars, yeah.
still a chance to network, depending on
Right.
what the gig is.
So yeah, that's something that kind of was like out of left field, was having to switch jobs,
Yeah.
not being sure what was going to happen next, really, really wanting a gig, but not getting one in that time. So just being patient and just waiting for
Patience
the
is
call.
huge. Back to what you said, the 10-year town.
Mhm.
So what's next for you? I mean, you've been here 1 year. You're in the 1-year town.
I really, really want to get into studio stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So, because coming from, playing at a really, really young age, reading music, Jack really ingrained in my head, simple is a lot of the times more, especially in the studio. You guys know the whole less is more thing, but
Yep.
getting into studio work would be super fun. I just know it's a very tight circle, even tighter than live music for sure. So,
Yeah, it is. Everybody has their guy.
yeah. And seeing YouTubes and, like the Aaron Sterlings and all that, it's like, wow. I just saw Lawton Audio came out with a video featuring him.
That
was
looks sick.
super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, just seeing guys like that and who they've played with and how relatively young they are. They're not by any means old, but it's like where I'm at versus where they are. It's like, how do I get there? So I'm still taking lessons. I meet with Rich Redmond. We've met a couple times. So still taking lessons with people, learning. Like, you're never going to perfect your craft. So keep learning, and that'll lead, I'm sure, to studio stuff
Yeah.
down the road.
Dude, you're speaking well beyond your years. It's crazy.
Yep. You're going to keep doing well here.
Like you're saying all the right things.
So.
You're doing all the right things. So it's been cool just learning your journey so far. And you probably got so much more level. We'll have to have you back on in a few years.
Man.
See what 100%.
happens. This episode is brought to you by Lucky Drums. Truly one-of-a-kind metal drum shells for players on every level. Featuring copper, aluminum, and steel drum shells made from scratch. Every Lucky Drum is hand-cut, hand-rolled, and hand-finished so that you, the drummer, can have full confidence knowing your drum is going to look great and sound amazing. I was lucky enough, see what I did there? To get Josh to let me play on one of these kits uninterrupted for about 3 hours, and that was just like heaven on earth. These things sound unreal. I'm especially in love with the tom sounds. You can customize your order and have a snare or kit made to your exact specifications, or go to your local drum shop and grab one off the shelf. You can get Lucky Drums at Drum Supply here in Nashville, the Atlanta Drum Shop, and Max Maxwell's Drum Shop in Clarksville. Give them a like and a follow on Instagram or Facebook at Lucky Drums Co., and also check out their new YouTube channel.
Something else I want to just touch on maybe before that is, it seems like you've gotten to work with a lot of different brands.
Yeah.
Talk us through like some endorsements, because you work with Lucky Drums, you mentioned, Porter Davies.
To lead into that,
snare,
we were going to talk about loaders and loading and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Because that kind of ties in, because I just got a new Alcorn case, which I'll have to show you guys. They call it my apartment. So with loading and stuff, thankfully I'm on a gig where we have loaders and stuff, so I just got a case made by Alcorn, and Zoltan and John with Parker McCollum. Those two guys kind of had the same company, Alcorn, build theirs. Mm-hmm. They told me what to do different. So Alcorn built mine. It weighs roughly like 600 pounds full. So it's like there's no way I'm going to be able to touch that. Mm-hmm. So thankfully we have loaders and stuff, which makes it easy, because we were talking about the drum tech thing.
Yeah.
But when I wake up in the morning, we have lunch, and then most of the time my case is like at the riser. So I just pop the doors open and take in input. But yeah, so Alcorn is definitely, if you're touring and you want to invest in yourself, I had 14 or 15 cases before, and obviously if it's smaller, it's going to get damaged in a trailer, right, and just nature. So you're going to spend money anyways. So fork over I think, like $3,500, $3,000 something, and buy it one time, and you'll protect your drums very well.
And you're talking about those like just massive, like just one case, but it's got different compartments.
Right. And then custom. The other flip side of that is just invest in good cases in general.
Right.
But yeah, mine's, I think it's 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and then the doors have my hardware, drums and drawer, and I have a rack, and my Porter and Davies throne has a little.
Yeah, it's
insane.
It's perfect.
I got to see that.
I'll show it to you. It's cool.
I remember Boswick posting about that.
Yeah, so the exact same layout basically is what he kind of recommended. But
so cool.
With companies, Alcorn, I would definitely reach out to them if you're looking at getting something made. Lucky, like you mentioned, K-Watt, insane drum, like snares. If you haven't heard their snares, they're so cool.
Not yet.
They're really cool.
But for some of these, K-Watt and then Lucky, both second endorsed artists on the roster?
Yeah. So that's another cool. I just made a post. I'm endorsed. Like everything's endorsed now.
Yeah.
Everything, like from like the little markers on my rug that show me where the drums go every time, even to my in-ears and sticks and heads. Like it's super cool that in the span of a year I had no endorsements, and now it's like
insane.
Yeah. If it's not free, it's significantly helped out.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the exposure. That's the cool thing is, like, even if it wasn't free, even if I had to pay for something, but I got a break on price, the publicity is great. Like the companies post about you. So it was like a no-brainer. It's like I use their stuff anyways. Yeah, exactly. So companies like Snareweight, like I use them. I'm endorsed by them, and Evans and ProMark, and I use Dream Cymbals. I don't know if you guys have heard of those.
Yeah.
But
great
so
cymbals.
I've used them for a while, but like I had a couple studio sessions that the engineer was like, what cymbals are those? Because they're not harsh, but like running the paper thins they have, it's super fun in a live setting, and watching videos of like concerts we've done in the previous weekend. I'm like, that's cool. They sound great. But like Bellows Audio, I don't know if you guys have heard of them either, but in-ears, like they're custom molded, but the tip is rubber still. So it's like super comfy. I still have a really great seal.
Yeah.
Your ears never stop growing. So with custom molded, usually you have to get them broken every like 2 or 3 years and to get that seal again. But yeah, these will be good for a while. And there's just so many companies out there that make super cool drum stuff that I'll never stop finding. Like Porter and Davies is my most recent endorsement.
I was gonna say that's why we had the Music City Drum Show. Shout out to Landon and JC. Like that's where those companies usually will exhibit.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of us find those products.
Yeah, so I just got a Porter and Davies throne butt kicker, and that's like a game changer.
Yeah.
There's a company out in the UK called Top Banana Drums, and he makes these little, like Eric Pritchard and Brian Clancy on the Mega Maroney tour use them as well, but they're flexible and they're Velcro. I'll have to send you guys a link. They're super cool.
What are they though?
So they're rug markers. So
rug markers.
They stick to my rug. I roll out my rug and everything is already there.
Dude.
So instead of using duct tape,
Yeah.
it's a flexible filament, so it rolls and it's Velcro. So you can get any color. He 3D prints them from the UK, sends them over. Super cheap.
This guy's next level.
So
A rug marker endorsement.
yeah, it's super cool.
I
So
need
my bass drum pedal,
I need that.
my bass drum pedal says kick me,
Yeah.
and then my throne ones say sit here, and like
Dude.
hi-hat says hi-hat.
That's pretty sick.
It's super cool.
Yeah,
Like,
show us a photo after.
It's super
yeah.
fun, but yeah, it's just like I said, I just made that post and I was like, wow, this is
Crazy.
That's
This
insane.
is cool.
So you said like a year ago you had nobody. Now you have all these companies, big, small.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Social media helped a lot, but also the gig I'm on definitely helped a lot. But
Sure.
I think a lot of people are scared to reach out.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound crazy and kind of like childish a little bit, but use AI. Like, that's kind of like,
There's our 21-year-old talking.
that's a really random thing to say, but I'm so serious. Like,
No, yeah. It's a tool.
You mean like to craft your
100%.
Yeah.
Like, write out an email template that you, in your own words, and if you're like, okay, I could probably change or tweak a couple things, throw it in ChatGPT. And like, for instance, I didn't know the brothers' accolades because they're from before my time. I wasn't raised on their music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I used ChatGPT to find their accolades. Like, they have over 1 billion streams. And Layer Left Flow, we just did. So that's another cool thing. I've done the Opry twice now.
That's so sick.
My first time was in August, and then we just did it last week.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
And Let Your Left Flow went gold again. So like, they had a whole RIAA, like the record agency that's over like music basically, and presented them with a gold record again. But like, just seeing stuff like that, and what were we talking about?
Yeah. Like, so you were saying
I just
like,
lost my train
reaching
of
out
thought.
to being proactive to reach
AI.
out to brands.
So yeah, reach out to brands. Reach out to. Don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah, and I think to that point, real quick, like for all the obviously the negatives, especially now of music and AI and that whole conversation and that changing landscape. I mean, like social media, AI is a tool. I think for what you described is a really good tool.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why you wouldn't
Right.
to use that as inspiration or to get something started. And you can still tweak it and make it sound like you.
And that's the other thing I realized is a lot of these artist rep guys aren't. I mean, they are kind of sitting on their phone looking at people, for trying to find artists. But if you reach out, that kind of almost moves you to the front of the line of like, oh, okay, he's already here. Let me check him out. Let me see his website. So have a clean social media Instagram page, have a clean website, have stuff pinned. Like, they shouldn't have to scroll to find you playing.
Right.
Make sure like you either pin something or keep posting you playing so they can see you play. So yeah, between all that, if you reach out, like a lot of it was super easy.
Yeah.
And you don't need a massive gig for a lot of these. They're easy to work with. They'd be, if you're playing and you are showcasing their stuff, they would be happy to to endorse you.
And you make it sound easy, and to give you credit for all the work that you've done, and, as you said, like have a killer clean website to make sure your social media profiles are optimized, like all the hard work that no one sees you do. But in those moments, it pays off.
It pays off for sure.
So that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
What's going on, drummers? If you're looking to learn how to record drums from home or how to run backing tracks during a live show, because you know it's going to give you more opportunity in the music scene, we made Groove MPL just for you. So Groove MPL is a website where you can find a library of classes that are taught by the best of the best. So we've had Tim Buell, we've had Kip Allen, who you can hear on songs by Keith Urban, we've had Daniel Sauls, who plays for Lauren Daigle, and all sorts of other fantastic musicians. So my name is Taylor Friest, and when I moved here to Nashville, I saw the people that were becoming successful as drummers here, and they were the ones that really understood these other topics aside from just how to play drums, which is great, but as you try to grow in the scene, you realize you have to learn so much more to get these other opportunities. So if you're looking to dive into these topics and get some more opportunities in the drumming scene, you can sign up at groovempl.com with the code NDP, all capital, for Nashville Drummers Podcast, and get 50% off your first month. I look forward to meeting you all.
Which sport do you think they should just get rid of in the Winter Olympics?
Oh, in the Winter Olympics? Ooh. Cross-country skiing is cool. Isn't there a cross-country skiing where they literally do archery like halfway through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd get rid of it?
Probably. It's fun to watch, but like, yeah.
All right. Hot take. All right. But I'm glad you didn't say curling. For that you get...
Curling is sick.
Yeah.
It's a lot more complicated than people think it is.
Oh, it looks phenomenally complicated.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Every time I watch it, I'm like, this is only funny for like 30 seconds, and then you're like, actually, these nerds got good at something incredibly different. Wow.
Nerds, but yeah.
Yeah,
All
change
right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Whatever the name of that sport is, it's gone. Although I think it's awesome. So
I think it's cool.
yeah.
But if I remember right, like I said, I'm only 21, so how many Winter Olympics is that? Only like 4 or 5?
Mm-hmm.
But I always remember that being the longest one on TV.
Yep.
And I just wanted to see the guys fold up and go in the thing and go down the track.
Yeah.
Bobsledding is what that is?
Yeah. The luge.
Or the
right?
luge.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That looks fun
Yeah.
and terrifying.
Dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, let's do it.
I didn't even know they steer. I thought they just got in there and just prayed. But
That's
what I would
nuts,
do.
yeah.
they steer with their toes apparently. So
You just
There's probably a
get in,
fair
like,
amount of praying as well, especially in the beginning.
You don't see any atheists sign up for
No.
this.
Listen, I know where I'm going. Yeah.
that's funny.
Any pre-show or post-show rituals that you have?
Not really. Warm up.
How do you warm up?
Just a good old pad, man. Paradiddles, doubles.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of doubles on my leg. My high school teacher taught me, like, get a pillow, try to do doubles. You probably won't be able to the first couple times, but if you can get good at doing doubles on a pillow, you're gonna get your chops are gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I also focus on separating my arms from my wrist instead of arm playing. I try to wrist play because my arms get me places, but my wrists are a lot faster than my elbow. So I do that a lot before and like actually look and make sure I'm. But yeah, warm up. I feel like a lot of guys might forget to warm up. I forgot to warm up for a couple months for a good bit while I was on my gig, but
Yeah.
stretch. I have a friend named Preston Shoebridge. He's playing bass with Billy Currington now. He just went through carpal tunnel. You know, like the tendon.
Yeah.
You can like snap your tendon. And it's like
Yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
common in drummers and bass players. But it'll set you out. Like we're talking about injuries.
Yeah.
So take care of yourself, stretch.
Yeah. Especially for what we do. Longevity
100%.
is so important.
Yeah, so I'll do my stretching, warm up. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Just walk on stage and act like no one's in the audience and absolutely shred.
Mercilessly
Oh yeah.
over.
Over
whatever.
shred.
Yeah.
You know that video of like the guy dressed up in like the kid's costume?
Yes.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
yep.
With the
I think
double
so,
pedal.
yeah.
Yep.
Do that.
That will guarantee.
And also the guy with the arms. You know, the rock guy that had
Oh
the-
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
know
guy.
what you're talking
The under hi-hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was on an episode of The Office.
Was he really?
Yeah. He cut like I think Kevin is he has a band and they're playing in like the whatever in the warehouse.
Oh, that's right,
And
yeah.
then everybody gets replaced. It's all a bunch of freaking. They bring in a bunch of like ringers, and it's that guy. And I was like, I didn't recognize him until he started doing that around the world. I was like, you're that guy from that video. Anyway, yeah.
Was that the time of like Vine?
That would have been right around Vine time.
Also, not really my time.
Yeah, you don't know what that is.
Yeah, but you just wanted to know a historical fact
I love that,
about
yeah.
the history of meme culture. That's good.
I respect that.
You'll go far. Study those memes. They're important.
You'll go far.
They're important.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten on the Reddit train yet, but I'm working on it.
I don't know if you should do that.
Is it a dark hole?
Oh,
There's no reason to. Yeah.
it's so. Oh my god.
Stay off for as long as you can.
Yeah. Once in a while, you can get a good question answered, and then a lot of times you're going to get a brain cancer just looking at the things people say on there.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That's my hot take.
I know it's your turn, but I'm going to just do a quick follow-up with that. Gig-wise this year, I mean, it sounds like you've gone to tour a lot, see a lot of different countries, cities. Give us, like, if you had to pick the most memorable venue or city this year.
Switzerland, 100%.
Switzerland,
We played in
100%.
Interlaken.
Hell yeah.
We flew from here to JFK. JFK, I don't know if they're still having runway construction, but they decided to like tear up half their runways at one of the busiest airports in the world, which is a great idea. I love whoever decided to do that.
Yeah, stellar.
So it took 50 hours to get from here to Switzerland.
Good Lord.
And we showed up 4 hours late for sound check. Thankfully, it was backline. But like 10,000 people all not speaking, they don't know English, but singing every word of our songs is the coolest feeling you will ever have.
I've heard that a lot from people playing overseas.
Yeah, Let Your Love Flow is like a
So cool.
national anthem for like Scandinavia, Switzerland, and Germany. Fun fact I didn't know until like recently was there's only 2 country artists in the German Music Hall of Fame, Johnny Cash and them.
Whoa.
I was like, that's cool. So we're going to Germany.
Did ChatGPT tell you that?
No, our steel player did.
There you go. Keeping you honest.
But yeah, we go to Germany.
That's wild.
Like next year is crazy. Germany and India and
Whoa.
Dubai and India were supposed to happen in the same trip.
Dude,
But I think they got moved.
Dubai
So
sounds sick.
yeah, back to Switzerland, India.
Can we come and like
100%.
just say it's for the business?
Oh yeah.
We'll do a live
100%.
podcast.
I mean, it's not my money. I'll ask.
It's not my mind. There we go.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, well, keep us in mind, please. Yeah.
We'll do a podcast over there. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That would be
Little
wild.
documentary.
Burj Khalifa in the background. Yeah. Game over.
Okay. Final question. Where
Yeah.
do you want these nice people listening to follow you?
Instagram or Facebook. That's the biggest one I post on.
Okay.
Mainly Instagram. But yeah, if you want to see my life, if you want to see our tour dates, you can go to my website, collindobbs.com. But if you go to Collin Dobbs Drums on Instagram, I post on my story some background behind the scenes stuff.
And that's 2 L's, 2 B's.
2 L's and
Right.
2 B's.
Don't forget it, folks.
Technically 1 L is Collin. I will say. That's a hot take.
Whoa.
That's true.
But it's a fact. Learn grammar.
We're going to end it with him just hating all Collins with 1 L. Fuck all you Collins.
We should just end it right at learn grammar.
Learn grammar, and that's the end of the show.
Dude, well, it's good to meet you, Colin.
Nice to meet you guys.
This is
Thanks
awesome.
for having me, man. That was
Of course,
super
yeah.
fun.
It's awesome again. Appreciate you, checking out the show before moving here and obviously being a supporter. So it's cool to have you a part of officially a part of the brand now.
Thanks
part
for
of the
having me,
community.
man.
So
For real, that was fun.
There's a reason.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nashville Drummers Podcast. If you liked it, please consider leaving us a review on the Apple Podcast app. Please consider supporting us on Patreon. For $5 a month, you can help support this dream and keep the ball rolling for us. Believe it or not, it's not free or even necessarily cheap for us to make this thing go. To sign up, go to patreon.com/Nashville Drummers Podcast or click the link in our Instagram bio. All of your help is greatly appreciated.
visit our website, NashvilleDrummersPodcast.com, where you can listen to all past episodes, learn more about myself and Nate, and buy all your favorite Nashville Drummers Podcast merch, including t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, hats, and drum heads. Connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at Nashville Drummers Podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Let your love fly like a bird on a wing. Let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights must be